I don't know. I'm kind of like low-key collecting IOUs at this point, so I wouldn't mind grabbing one
Oh,
from you if you
I do.
feel like this is worth an IOU. I can grab another shulker of dirt if that makes it more even.
No, 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 that should be plenty.
Hey yo, it's Lyarrah, and today you join me back over here on Truly Bedrock, where today I will finally be revealing my base idea. That's right, we have finally reached the point of the season where I am satisfied with what I've done over here in the spawn area for the time being. And while, of course, I'll be back to check on my shops, and I will be back to help out with the paths through the community, I am ready to move on and move to my base. But before we do, I wanted to go ahead and show everybody what we did last time, just in case they weren't here for that. This is my iron shop. It is a giant robot called a Tallneck from my favorite video game, Horizon Zero Dawn. Yes, my favorite. Minecraft is not my favorite, believe it or not. And one thing I did not talk about last time that I meant to talk about last time is Structura. This build has gone through quite the journey. It first was designed in creative, then I built it in survival on my supporter server so that I'd have a better idea of how it felt to actually build it. I added a lot of detailing, like the crying obsidian that we had to go ahead and hunt down. And then I took a world download of that, put it back into creative, and stripped this into a couple different versions so that I could build it more easily. That's where Structura comes in. Structura is a program that lets me create a resource pack. That means that when I put down an armor stand, I get one of these. I can do this with any structure block, so as long as I can have a world in creative, I can go ahead and make it into a structure block and then do this from there. And this is real neat because I can actually split it out layer by layer so that I have, you know, just the first bit of the feet, and then it goes up into the legs and so on. And it shows every 15th layer there to cycle through all 16 poses that the armor stand has. The idea is that you can go ahead and follow along with your own design more easily that way because, you know, right now when you walk into it, you're inside the hologram. It's a little bit hard to see things. But what I did, rather than just doing it layer by layer, 3D printing it for the most part, is I made a version of this without the armor first, and if you watch that time lapse back, you'll be able to see exactly how I did that, where I had a version that was just the deep slate and blackstone parts of this, and then I actually went through and put the armor on afterwards as a separate layer, so it was multiple pieces. I joked that it was making the rough draft after I'd done the final draft, but there were rough drafts along the way too, so I don't know. It's very literally taking the art down to the skeleton first is what it is. But as awesome as the Tallneck is, it is, as I said, time to go ahead and pack up things from here. That includes all these shulkers, and I'm gonna get a couple of empty shulkers to load trees into, because boy is it forested over at my base. Now, I picked a place that's actually not that close to spawn. I don't think I'm the farthest one out, but I'm definitely not super close either. I'm kind of in between Genfire's base over there, and I believe Elatrium's base over there. But we are on this stretch of land right here, surrounded by this arch of river. And I did already get the trees cleared out off of here. I originally tried to record something introducing it before I chopped the trees, but yeah, I'm gonna let you enjoy that time lapse anyway. But yes, we spent an entire live stream mowing this out, getting rid of most of the trees off of it. I might pull it back a little bit further, but for right now, I want to level the whole thing out to right about here, maybe even a little bit lower, which is going to be a lot of digging. And since it is going to be a lot of digging, I need a storage place around here somewhere. And well, we all know that I have a penchant for living in caves. So over here in this bay, I found this little cove, and this like perfectly comes inside, comes around the corner, and opens up into a larger area. A couple neat things about this, one of which is that it goes so deep down here that it doesn't just go to deep slate, it eventually goes down to deep dark. It also not only opens up on the other side here, but opens up into this absolutely giant cave over here. Now obviously this part's more obstacle than anything. I'm gonna have to find a way to just kind of, you know, fence off the section that I actually want to live in from everything else. But as a temporary setup, I think flattening this out right here, setting up some storage on this wall over here, and maybe getting ourselves an elevator to down below would be an excellent way to start. So what is it that I'm planning on putting over here? Well. It is one of my favorite buildings that the Pokemon franchise has ever created. Right here, we are going to be putting the Space-Time Towers. This will not fully be to scale as they're huge, and this island is only so big, but I kind of tried to bite off an amount that I could chew in terms of scale. Now, if you are not a Pokemon fan, all that you need to know is that these are two absolutely enormous bell towers that contain just a gorgeous musical instrument inside of them. Extremely similar to a real-life instrument called a carillon, I believe is how you pronounce it. And it was built as a monument basically to the Pokemon that are the legendaries for time and space, as the name implies. It's an absolutely gorgeous place with essentially an arena inside of it, among other things. And I am going to need so much stained glass and so much mud brick. That means that in addition to needing to get it flattened over here, we are going to need to start setting up some farms. And while I have a hunch that our friend the Giant Cave might be able to help us out a bit here by, you know, already having plenty of room for me to put a few farms inside of if I really want to, I'm not always one for hiding my farms, so we may figure out some Pokemon related buildings that we can hide some things in, or maybe we'll just, you know, hide stuff underneath this instead of over there. Now I'm planning on creating this in stages, and that's part of why I talked about Structura already during this episode. To start with, we are just going to be doing the flat arena area. That's going to get us a better sense of the scale we're actually working with, and it's going to give us a covered part to be in over here. From there, we are going to do one of the towers. I do not know which one we're going to do first, but we are going to do just one to begin with. And the reason we're going to do just one to begin with is because then we can copy it using Structura so that we can make sure that the two towers are completely identical except for having their own unique stained glass between them. And it's getting dark. Let's hop over to the village. The plan for this episode to start with, though, let's go ahead and get this whole place flattened out. And once we do, I think we're just going to turn it into a giant wheat field. It's flat. It's very flat. We've gone ahead and mowed this on down. It has taken me multiple stacks of rockets, 2 entire pickaxes of durability, and then some. I've repaired the shovel already, but we are down to where I want this to be. This is the level that I do believe I want it to be at. We do need to fill in this middle section with dirt now, as well as covering over like this section right here. I guess I should probably put torches down there first. And I'll be doing some terraforming to make this hill a little bit more even and a little bit more gentle around here. Oh look, more spots to put torches. Now what was merely flat is from down here, you can't even see those gaps we could spot from the air. So yeah, as you saw from my base plans, I am going to need all the mud brick on the planet. And that means that I am going to get sick of looking at wheat over the next few weeks. I figured that if I'm going to have this big flat space that I'm ultimately going to build on, but in the meantime, you know, I don't have the materials to build on, I might as well use it for the wheat. This means that for the last couple of days, I have been coming out here and harvesting this and then dropping my camera account above it to wait for it all to grow again. My goal was actually to have this place be big enough that by the time I was done planting one side of it, then the other side would have already regrown. But I kind of forgot to take sim distance into account when that, when I thought of that. But yeah, the 2 materials I'm going to need the most of are wheat and mud, because I'm going to need all the mud bricks that I possibly can get my hands on. And while there are some auto wheat farms out there, they all require a steady bone meal supply, or just, you know, having even more villagers than I've already dealt with this season. Therefore, this is just how I spend my podcast time now. Or I guess more accurately, this is what I'm doing while I'm watching my friends' live streams. As for the mud, well, my primary plan is just to fly far, far away from the actual world where people are living in, out into the boonies where we are going to trim the world periodically anyway, and just find myself a mangrove swamp to entirely harvest. That said, I do have like 8-ish shulkers of dirt that I got from harvesting this place down. So who knows, maybe I'll make a mud machine. Maybe I'll be able to buy some more dirt off of other people too, and we can just feed it all into a machine that automatically splashes it and then go harvest some cubes of mud. I'm still not big on farms that use auto clickers, but given that the alternative is me holding down the button for long periods of time like I'm currently doing, I think the choice is obvious. Well, sometimes you just gotta pick your battles. Of course, I can't just sit around all day and wait for the wheat to grow. That's Titan's job. That's what she's supposed to be out here doing. But once we're done harvesting this, I'm heading back over to the shopping district after all. For one, I'm pretty sure Zloy is opening up a netherite shop, considering that he came and dropped me off some free samples towards the beginning of this project. And I would not mind going ahead and getting that put onto, well, at least my boots. My helmet, I really should still be replacing with the turtle helmet. I guess that's something else that we can do while we're waiting for the wheat to grow up here. Not that, you know, nighttime ever comes on this server, which I am a contributing factor to nighttime never coming on this server. So that is an observation more so than a complaint. But for another, I got reminded of some stock that I had already put together that I never actually made a shop for. All right, wheat field harvested, and as you can see, the other side has not quite gotten grown in the meantime. It is getting there, but I have left Titan in the middle of the field again. We're gonna let her be, and we're gonna head back to town, though first, I wanna go ahead and show you the cave again real quick. On stream, we got this place straightened up and turned into a proper storage hole. It still has no elevator downstairs. It still has no bed for whatever reason. That's a silly oversight I just realized. And it doesn't have its own dedicated ender chest yet either because I'm a little low on those. I need to figure out how to get a hold of some blaze rods somewhere. We've used the tinted glass to block off this section down here. And I've made the entrance to the big cave magically disappear by terraforming it into, you know, more cave. Though I've left that hole empty up there because I don't plan to like AFK in here or anything. So I think actually I should be safe. Like I do not see a situation where a creeper manages to get all the way in from the unlit section up there and all the way to bother me down here. But yeah, if you're wanting to be nosy, here are my categories for storage. Here is everything that I'm doing. This is double the size of my one back in Spawn Town. This is double size of my storage back in Spawn Town, so it's obviously separated into a few more subcategories and everything like that. It's probably a little bit more instinctual to people wanting to come nose through my stuff and find things. Though next time I have the levels, I will still probably name all of the items after what is in the boxes, so that's things like this is not just netherrack, this is like everything nether and end related. This is possibly just quartz actually, because I'm gonna need a lot of quartz, but it was intended to be like decorative blocks. This is all lighting, stuff like that. So I feel like I could use a couple of anvils and another like 30 levels to go ahead and name all 40 boxes right here. Also, this is dutifully taking care of all the seeds from the wheat field in the background. I probably should have left it over with the field, but it's okay. For right now though, we need to head on back to town because I accidentally lied earlier. I said that I felt like we were done in town, and well, no, there's a lot of unfinished business there. For one, I never got around to putting a dock in front of my lighthouse to access the cute little door down at the bottom. For another, I apparently have, oh, yep, some endstone from Jill. Thank you very much to her. I'm very, very grateful. I needed that for my chorus fruit, so I can go ahead and grow up the chorus flowers that I got. Let's go ahead and snatch 4 of those to take with us back out to the wheat field and get those growing in the background. Don't worry, I'm not building with purple, or at least that's not in the plans. I just use chorus fruit as a redemption on my Twitch streams where people can just make me eat one at random. What else I forgot about is the rest of what I have stashed here underneath the trading hall. We traded, there it is, for a whole box and then some of golden carrots intending to produce a food source for the server. Well, in the meantime, a beef store has opened up, so there is some food available to peeps. But you know, I could still put the golden carrots up. I can still go ahead and just, you know, have them be a little bit cheaper than I was originally intending them to be. I you know, would just never trade for any again for the rest of the season, but part of my usual regimen for mending my stuff does involve buying more golden carrots, so there's really no point in not doing it. So I have been trying to find a place to just park a food truck around here where it is not going to be in the way. And I think that I may park it here behind the terrifying sheep, jokingly so that I don't have to look at the terrifying sheep, but also just because this seems to be the direction that shopping is headed. We seem to be bringing, I think this actually is going to run underneath the sheep, maybe even? I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's drooling now. But before we do all that, and before I have a chance to forget again, we need to go to the comment library and, you know, see about naming some dogs. So the one thing that was agreed on almost unanimously when I asked y'all what to name my dogs is that I should not go with the Pokemon dogs, I should go with the EV and its evolutions, which is honestly what I was leaning towards anyway, so I'm glad we could all agree on that. I had 2 comments that were suggesting which one to name which, and I might be, I actually don't know if I'm following either one of them exactly, but I wanted to go ahead and thank people for commenting those. And there were 2 people who did comment with them, and one of them, HC, actually had just gotten the comment for the name Lucy, so I am going to be giving the comment to the other person who suggested a full list of EV evolution names. And that was Library Phoenix. Alright, so their comment was, I love the idea of the dogs having EV evolution names. Eevee is my favorite Pokemon too. I'm not sure if all the name pairings will be to your liking, but here are my ideas. And their ideas were, for the black one, Umbreon, for the rusty one, Eevee, Ashen Sylveon, Snowy Glaceon, Spotted Flareon, Striped Jolteon, Woods Leafeon, Chestnut Vaporeon, and Pale Espeon. And I think that's pretty close to what I'm planning on doing here. I have a couple of them very specifically in mind, and the others I'm kind of going to be going off of color vibes here. So first of all, Eevee, we are going to go ahead and put that on the Woods dog, because that is like the most common dog now. That is the one that we can find pretty much continuously. And it is the most Eevee colored out of the bunch of them. Just look at it. It's all brown and come here. Come here, friend. Yeah, look, see? Much most Eevee colored out of the bunch of them. The striped one, because it has the most like a ridge or a fluff in my brain, gets to be Jolteon. My poor floating trees really rusty dog. Well, it's the red one, so it gets to be Flareon, right? Obviously, the black one's gonna be Umbreon. That just makes sense. And this is actually the one that looks the most purple to me. So the rusty one, I think this is. Actually, not rusty. I don't remember which one. Chestnut? Are you Chestnut? Whichever one this is being Espeon. Our snowy one's, of course, going to be Glaceon. Our pretty gray one over here gets to be Sylveon. You are the bluest of the bunch, so you get to be Vaporeon. Even though I think you're the snowy one, but like, you just look the most blue to me. So, and that leaves you as Leafeon, I guess, as process of elimination. All of you are going to stay living here for the time being until I have, you know, an actual place outdoors to put you at the new place, because I don't want you to be trapped inside my storage hole. It just would be sad. So all the doggos can wait over here for the time being. And thank you again to Library Phoenix for the comment. While we're here, we're going to pick out a comment for episode 9 as well. So the comment I'm picking for episode 9 is from Happy Face Candle 1730. Regarding the tall neck, is it possible to parkour all the way up to the top? Is there a prize if you do? Maybe a map of the area? You could even have spots of interest marked on it. So what this is a reference to is the fact that in Horizon Zero Dawn and its sequel, you can climb up the tall necks, and as I mentioned, they are essentially a router. Is the best way to put it, is they are a mobile router that is acting as a communication hub to everything in the area. And what you can do is you can download a map by accessing the access point in the top of them within the actual game. There's a similar mechanic in a lot of games. I know like the Assassin's Creed series has towers that you can climb on top of and then eagle dive off of that all have maps of the area by scouting from on top of them. So it's the same concept as that. And I would honestly love to have, first of all, a beacon up here so that this could have kind of the effect that it does in the game. But nobody really has beacons yet. Nobody has them for sale. And there's only like 3 or 4 in existence on the server right now that I'm aware of. People just haven't been bothering with the weather this season. And well, the bad news is that no, it is not parkourable as it currently stands. In order to make these look correct and proportionate, they needed to be a 2-block gap, not a 1-block gap. You could technically do some shenanigans with flipping up the trapdoors and hopping between them that way, but you bang your head on the one above and it's just kind of an obnoxious thing. It's not designed for that, and you cannot get up the final bit there. A jump beacon would get you most of the way up, but still not the whole way. That said, putting maps of the area would be adorable. However, I don't think can we do the banner thing yet in Bedrock? Am I wrong? Can we do that now? In case we can't and you don't know what I'm talking about, let's go ahead and buy some wool. What's the price? 1 diamond per stack. Cool. Get ourselves some wool, go find a stick or two. All right, so let's hang a banner there. Let's pop an empty map. Boy, that's a big question mark. And can we click on, oh wait, let me assign this a name first. All right, put that down. Oh, I guess this doesn't keep its name on here, does it? Which does not bode well. No. Okay, so if you're wondering what on earth I'm babbling about and was trying to do, on Java, you can click on a banner with a map. And when you do, oh, I didn't know this stuff was in here. Let's move this to my regular storage. When you do click on a banner using a map on Java, it actually fills in a point of interest on that map. So it will actually have a little banner icon on the map showing that there is something there in that location. Sadly, it does not look like that is a thing that we can do on Bedrock, period. So alas, we run into complications on it. Still, it was a fun suggestion. Thank you very much, Happy Faced Candle, for the suggestion. And I'm always happy to see references to the games being added in. All right, first things first, if I am going to go ahead and build a new shop over here, we need to level things out a little bit and fill in a couple of holes. You would think that I would be sick of digging dirt by now, and you would be correct, actually. I am actually sick of digging dirt by now. But the place needs leveled out. It doesn't make sense for me to put this up any higher. So this is how we'll do it. I need to figure out what I want to use as asphalt over here, because setting up a parking lot to encourage other people to put up food trucks or other miscellaneous trucks is always fun. Seal this up so there won't be any more drowns in it. How the heck did you get up there? Is it the best parking lot I've ever made? No. Is it efficient parking lot? Yes. We're going with it. We are going with it. We are getting some wheels down to get this truck rolling. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a food truck. Well, this is a problem. I'm going to need a lot more concrete.
Hello?
Hello. I heard that I have something you need.
Yes. Is it dirt?
Yes, I have harvested a lot of dirt.
Yeah, you have. You just have this lying around.
Yep, I just have this lying around at the moment, and I might convert anything I have left laying around into mud later, but I'm fine with not double shoveling the same dirt. Yeah, you nice. I'm happy to trade it to you.
Cool. Well, what? I haven't got anything on me at the moment, really. Do you want something for it?
I cannot think of anything at the moment.
I have a lot of bamboo. I have bamboo.
You know,
that's
the
my
funny
bamboo
part
farm.
is I was looking at it going like, do I need bamboo? And the answer is no.
No.
I do not, sadly, need it.
I have 3 skeleton horses. So
I've already got one of those.
I don't need. You got one. I don't think I've got anything else. And you have an iron farm.
Yeah, I've got iron farm. I think that we've got like similar-ish assortments of villagers, so like access to yours wouldn't help me. I don't know. I'm kind of like low-key collecting IOUs at this point, so I wouldn't mind grabbing one from you if you feel like this is worth an IOU. I can grab another shulker of dirt if that makes it more even.
No, that should be plenty. I mean, it's just for terraforming, and I always think it's nicer to add the dirt rather than take it away.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Well, I've been playing with villagers. I've got. What do you want it in a book? Do you want me to sign a book, or just a bit of paper, or what?
Whatever works. Whatever you'll remember was actually you.
Okay, we'll do the book then. Okay. I owe you for 2 shulkers of dirt. That do you? That'll do.
Yeah, that does. Then that way we remember what the equivalence was too.
Yes, JCB, and I shall sign it, so it cannot be changed.
Okay. Yay! Thank you.
Sign and close. Ta-da! There you go.
Hey, thank you very much.
All right,
Much
thank you.
appreciated. Thank you. And no need to return the shulkers or anything. Like, don't worry about that.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So the price has to include the shulkers then.
Don't worry about it. I have a lot of shulkers at this point.
Okay.
It's okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Amazing.
Well, that was a random diversion while I was off just trying to get some more green dye. Yeah, we have another IOU to add to the collection. Let's see who all we have so far this means. So we have Zloy, we have Jen, we have JC. I swear there was one more in here somewhere. Huh, I don't know where the other one was. That's a lot more spare food than I thought I had though. So I may take these pumpkin pies and put them into the sales floor. Yeah, I could have sworn I had one more than that, but I can't remember who it was for. So maybe it was just that I saw somebody else's? I don't know. People have definitely tried to trade me for some of these IOUs already though, and that's been very interesting. Okay, we have made a ton of progress on the food truck. I am more or less copying a design that I made in season 2. There's a few differences to it. For one, there exists these trapdoors now, and I think they make a very convincing, like, grate on the outside of this compared to using iron trapdoors for it before, which worked, but required some real shenanigans to get these ones right here placed the way that I wanted them to be placed. Of course, I do have the food in here. I have not yet labeled the prices on it. And I think I need to get some more pie. I think I need to get a lot more pie and probably take the... No, you know what I do? I don't take the carrots out of there. I go ahead and get more carrots out of my stuff, which I cannot leave an ender chest in here. Because I do not have a spare at the moment to leave in here. There we go. So the carrots and the pie and the bread are all going to be 2 stacks per diamond. And this middle box is going to be 1 diamond as stacked for, you know, the apples, the golden apples, stuff like that. These are more foods that people are going to want for special occasions, whereas, you know, these are meant for actual food. It looks like I have another quick interruption in the form of another person wanting a season pass, so we're going to go grab one of those out and see Moss. The moon looks awesome, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Now it's time to fill it. So
yeah.
Now comes the real work. Anyhow.
Good luck. Yes.
Hi. I was interested in purchasing a pass. I've been meaning to do this for a while.
Yeah, I do have a season pass with me.
Cool.
And they are 32 diamonds for the whole season.
Yeah. Right. Let's see. Here, easy way to do this. The big chunk of money there.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, awesome. And it's simple.
Use it wisely.
Yeah, well, I mean, use it whenever. Like they're there to be used. There's all the masons you could want and plenty other stuff in there.
Oh, fantastic. Actually, I needed more of those. I just got to remember, but where do you toss the thing?
Just on the floor in front of either door.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And it will ding ding like that. And then I will get out of the way because I accidentally picked it up on you. It pops back up right on that square right there. So.
Oh, cool. Wow, I realize I haven't been in this thing since you added the passes and everything. So perfect. This is great.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, enjoy.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And again, good job on the moon. It really is epic.
Oh, thank you.
Another 32 diamonds in my pocket, and I was about to put them away, and then I remembered that somewhere over here, I don't know where. Yeah, there they are. There's totems for sale. How much? 3 diamonds each. Oh, well. Yeah, I'll pay that. I unfortunately am like that. I will pay that. I'm gonna litter here for a second because I don't need that button. So let's do 1, 2, 3. Toss those in here, and honestly, I'm gonna grab another 3. Now, if you're wondering why on earth my totems are teddy bears, well, there's twofold logic on this if you've never heard this before. Number one is what I believe to be the very sound logic, is that if you're terrified for your life, you'd much, much rather be holding on to a cute, fluffy little teddy bear than a possibly cursed ancient artifact. But in addition to just, you know, the fear factor, back when totems were still rare, before there was such a thing as raids. If you did not know this, that is the thing. Before 1.14, there were no raids. The only way you could get a hold of totems was, I think I just stole an ender chest here on accident. The only way that you could get totems was by raiding a mansion. So there were a limited number of totems in the world. You get maybe 3 or 4 per mansion, and that was it. So if you played on a big server like this, then it was first come, first serve on those. So way back when I used to play on a community server, the one person who would manage to get a hold of some totems would prize them so much, and I used to be kind of a brat and tease him about how it was, hello, I seem to be being, oh, thank you. Seems legit. Okay. Seems legit. I think 2 diamonds for that's fair, and then I can finally make some more ender chests. Oh, what was I even saying though? Oh, right. Yeah, I would be a real brat to the one person who had totems and refer to them as his teddy bears because he clung on to them so. And turnabout's fair play, so yeah, now I'm with the one with the teddy bear that I'm clinging to. Which this was, of course, made for me by one of my wonderful community members, Nuclear Shadow. It was really awesome of him. Thank you, Nuke. You're great. It's been years and I'm still using this pack. So yeah, let's go ahead and find where I've got some ender pearls sitting around. We may have to get back over to the bartering farm. Make ourselves a few more ender chests so we can put one in the food truck area. And finish decorating the thing. Can't believe I had 32 diamonds a couple minutes ago and I've already spent 20 of them. I had blaze rods! What? And since when did I have blaze rods? Oh no! Oh, I feel so silly now. There we go. It's definitely not the most glorious shop on the planet, and I feel like I'm gonna come up with some more little decorations to put in it as time goes by. But, you know, we've got our driver's seat and steering wheel. We've got our product at ability to grab from the window. I guess we need our ender chest in here, or maybe I'll put it outside. I guess some more details I can grab are things like, I could go ahead and put the glowstone in here for headlamps. I can go get some redstone for the tail lamps, stuff like that. As a matter of fact, let's do that and see if I've got any glow ink while I'm at it. Sadly, I do not on the glow ink part of that. And frustratingly, I can't figure out where I've actually left my redstone. I really thought it was in this chest right here, but it is not. I don't really want to fly all the way back over to my place for it, but I guess I'm gonna. I'll see if there's anything else that I need first before I do that, and then do a flight back over. Oh, the other yellow is actually much brighter. That might work better. Let's swap to that. Yeah, it's not as gold, but it's more legible. There we go. That makes up for the lack of glow. I guess we'll put this right next to this instead of all the way over there. My instinct is to go ahead and set this place up with like a trash can and a seating area and stuff, because that's what I did last time that I did a food truck. I think what I'll do for right now is wait and see if anybody else decides to build any food trucks. And if they do, we'll switch this out for some better asphalt. We'll get a proper parking lot going over here. These are just fun to do. They're fun and easy. They're simple little ways to do a shop in a relative hurry, but effectively. You know, I just really hope I lit it up enough around here. That said, this episode is like way past due already, so I think I'm gonna go let everybody else know that the shop exists, and I'm gonna let all of you go. So thank you everybody so much for hanging out with me today. If you had as much fun as I did, make sure you leave a like. If you're new around here and you want to hang out again next time, then hey, please subscribe. Take care, everybody. Toodles!